you're never going to sell anything with that attitude.
What?
Okay. Even if what you said is true, and I believe it's true, okay. Even if what you said is true, remember the story about the giraffe, okay? Even if what you said is true, it's not helpful. Right? Because what you're doing is giving yourself, and maybe even if it's true, it doesn't matter. If it's true, it doesn't matter because it's not helpful. So you have to go, if you want to sell, you have to go with the philosophy that is not true. Even if it is. Because the philosophy of we can't sell to the people that in this part of the world because of their mindset is not going to sell anything to anybody. Because you're not convinced. No one's going to buy from you because you're not convinced about what you're selling to these people. There's an old saying, nothing better than a dealer who's high. Never buy drugs from someone who doesn't take their own drugs. So if you don't think it's possible and you're the tip of the spear, you're the head of the arrow, right? And you don't think it's possible, nothing will move.
It's true.
The mindset is not there to make a difference. The mindset that's necessary is not there to make a difference. And that's you reflecting the culture. That's not the culture, it's you reflecting the culture in yourself because you come from here. And you're if you can't sell it to yourself, how are you going to sell it to somebody else?
Yeah, it's true, but it's about difficulty or about energy, about money, and
forget what it's about. Start thinking about what it's not about. Like I don't. This is a personal belief that each idea, each principle, each concept is holistic. That means in everything that exists, you can draw a line down the middle and have this positive information and negative information, and you can choose what you take from it. And it doesn't have to be positive and negative. It's just information. So step one. Negative. You're just like negative. No, can't. Step one. It's just information. It's not positive or negative. This is the way that these people are. It's the way that people are. The people still need to eat. Other people sell chocolate to them. Well, it's historical. It's traditional. They have these habits. Yeah. Okay. Rome wasn't built in a day.
it's very interesting.
Yes, well, you have to go where the customers go. Well, here's another philosophy, right? Profits are least valued, and I'm talking about profits as in spiritual leaders, okay? Profits are least valued in their own home. So it could be that, and that's a psychological problem that everyone on the planet faces. That's not a Slovak thing. You can produce the best quality product in the world, and people are going to be, yeah, it's Thomas's company. Yeah. Right? They're not going to value your product because it's too close to home for them. And they just don't understand it. The same way that there are cups in your kitchen that you don't value because they're in your kitchen. But the cup that's on the shelf in the shop is not yours. And so it's interesting. And so that which is foreign seems more exotic. You talk about Belgian chocolates. Do you know that every year Belgium exports like 500 No, it's Germany exports Germany and Belgium together, I think, export 500 tons of chocolate biscuits to Britain. And Britain exports 500 tons of chocolate biscuits to Belgium and Germany.
Different taste.
Yes, it's the appearance of being exotic.
Mm-hmm.
The British people don't want to buy the British biscuits, and the Germans don't want to buy the German biscuits.
Mm-hmm.
And that's insane. But that's commerce.
Yeah.
And it very often happens that you can't sell to local people because they just don't value and appreciate you. The same way that it doesn't matter what your wife's job is. She's your wife. It doesn't matter what her job is. The relationship is different. And so people very often tend more to view that which is further away as being of greater value. And as a result, people have problems selling in local markets. Because, that's John and the pigs on his farm, and we all know John, ha ha ha. So John can't sell any of his pigs locally. It was the same with, here's a crazy example. There were girls in my school when I went to school that nobody spoke to. This school is an artificial environment where you're either in or you're out, and there were people who were out on the outside of the communities, right? There were nice girls, but nobody spoke to them. People didn't communicate with them because, communication is power and for students in the school system, and you take what you can get where you can get it in the artificial environment. And the moment these girls left school and went to university, the guys were like, right? And the point is that nobody appreciated what was there when it was there. Just because people don't appreciate a lot of things that are closer to home, and it might well be easier to sell in foreign markets because of this psychological state that people have. Like the English view French mineral water as higher quality than English mineral water. It's perception. It's what you think is real. It doesn't matter, as I said, it doesn't matter what's real, it only matters what you think is real. Mm-hmm. And so you have to attack people's perceptions, or not attack. That's a negative term. You have to be aware of people's perceptions of what is quality for them and what works for them. And as I said, maybe it's true that you can't sell within this market. It doesn't mean that you can't ever sell. It just means you have to talk to people in their language. And you have to get people to see what you're selling as more than a product. Like French mineral water represents France. What does Lyra chocolate represent? What does it represent? What's the bigger picture? What's bigger than the company? What does the chocolate represent? What does it represent? What is it? What does it mean to people? So that's deeper. Get deeper into what the product actually means to people, because how do internet communities survive? They understand the desperate need for human connection. The desperate need for people to be brought together one way or another. That's how Facebook and Twitter and YouTube and they're all attempts of people to connect with each other using the digital medium. What fundamental desire is the product satisfying in the customer's basic needs? What is it appealing to? It can't just be chocolate. It's got to be bigger, and it's got to be bigger and deeper than that. People have to fall in love with the product. What is the quality of Lyra chocolate that people are going to fall in love with? You see, people fall in love with their cars. How ridiculously stupid is that? But they cry when they have to sell it. Right? People fall in love with their cars. How are people going to fall in love with, they fall in love with cars and houses and strange inanimate objects. Like, it's my little thing and I don't want to say goodbye to it. Oh my gosh, oh. Right? How are they going to fall in love with the chocolate? Or how are they going to be taught how to fall in love? Well, the question is, how do you create a positive addiction? Because addiction, right, the holistic principle. That you can say positive side and negative side. There, so addiction, bad. Okay, well let's just take that. Let's ignore that, and let's make the positive our reality. And what is it what are the fundamental principles that we're looking at? Are we selling enjoyment? Are we selling luxury? Are we selling peace of mind? A lot of the markets are just not practical. Look at what happened with the diamond market, right? Diamonds are rocks. You go to Africa, you can walk around and, look at diamond. They're rocks. Tell you a secret, right? A lot of national parks were set up to protect the nature. To stop people mining for the minerals that were on the land. Makes sense, right? Makes sense. So, controlling the land, the territory. And so diamonds are rocks. But people's perception of the rock is that it's not a rock. It's something completely different. It's a gem stone. It's love. They don't see it as a rock at all. Yeah. It represents so much more. And this concept of representation. What does the product represent? Because if people only see your product as a bar of chocolate, you're not going to get very far. If people only see your bicycle as a bicycle, it's a bicycle, yeah. Right? It's got to be. I mean, you've already differentiated the product through the packaging. You've differentiated the product through the taste. You've created a great product which it's almost backwards, right? And it reminds me of what there's a business coach called Lewis Howes, and he was talking about this idea. Now, I don't want to say that what you're doing is wrong, because I don't know anything about that. Okay, I'm just saying what he observed. His observation was that the single most important factor is, what will the customer buy? Will the customer buy it? That the packaging and the product are irrelevant if the customer is not going to buy the product. So the single most important factor is, will the customer buy the product? And that is the only problem you need to solve. The packaging is irrelevant. How many other bars of chocolate are out there in shitty packaging that somebody was paid €5 to design, and people buy it every day? So people are not interested in the packaging. That's not why they're buying it. Well, it's got a shitty taste. It has, so people are not interested in the taste. That's not why they're buying it. You've got a great quality product, but it doesn't satisfy the single most important question, which is, what are people going to buy? And it's much better to put out a series of cheap, shitty products and find out what it is that people are going to buy, and then ship whatever it is that people are going to buy, and then work on the other things later. Than it is to produce the best quality product in the world, which is maybe what you have. And the fact, Oh, thank you. And next, people don't appreciate it. They don't appreciate it. And you can't drill appreciation into people. People don't respect it. And you can't drill respect into people because that's 1984. That's George Orwell, and the state is God, and you will do whatever you are told, and how many fingers am I holding up, and blah blah blah. Right? I mean, it's an attempt to mind control people. That's just silly. So it's better to ship. It's better to find out what people are going to buy. What would you buy, this or this? Okay. And go down that road. And then once you gain traction with that principle, to move quickly to satisfy need. And find out what people are going to buy. And then work on that. You can build the best bicycle in the world, but if nobody wants to buy it, it doesn't. It misses the basic question, because the question is what need are you fulfilling in people's lives? The only need that you're fulfilling, and you're going to hate me for saying this, but I'm going to say it anyway. The only need that you're fulfilling is your own need. You want to produce the best product in the world. You want to produce the best product that you can. You want a fantastic product, but nobody else does. So the need that you're fulfilling is your own need to create a great product, not the customer's need at the end. The future is in exploring possibilities, not in repeating the same thing again and again and again and again and again.